What if I told you that the reason why you can't stay disciplined isn't because you're lazy and actually has nothing to do with laziness, and it's because you don't have the proper systems in place to be productive, to be disciplined, and to actually make the most of your life, of your year, 2025, here we are. If you want to strap in for 2025 and make this year the best year, you have to watch this video to the end, because I personally really wish I had every piece of this information years ago. It would have made my life a heck of a lot easier. I am someone who severely, and when I say severely, I mean I am the epitome of ADHD, and I really struggle to get things done. I really struggle with discipline. I may seem like I kind of have it together, but a lot of the time, like without these systems and without these rules that I live by, I would be an absolute chaotic mess. This year, I want to take every single one of these systems and these tips seriously, personally, and live by them, because I can recall every single time I am the most successful, I have the best physique, I'm in like the best mental health, I'm in like the best place in my life, has always been related to me sticking to these systems and sticking to just everything that I'm about to tell you in this video. Rewatch this a million times if you need to. I sure will, because sometimes you just need that little reminder, that little like up the bum. I have severe ADHD, and when I say severe, I mean drastic, to the point where sometimes I'll have like task paralysis, where I'll have so much to do, and literally because I have so much to do, my brain is like freaking out internally so bad that I will end up doing nothing, because it's really, really, really hard, especially with today's day and age, when we have so many tasks and so many ridiculous mountains of things to do. It's really hard to know where the hell to start and what actually to do first. Instead of, you know, in your head thinking like, oh my God, I have to take my dog to the vet, I also have to go to the gym, I have to make sure I know what to eat healthy tonight, I have to buy food, I have to do this, I have to do like and it literally becomes so overwhelming that you end up shutting it all out and just like kind of ignoring most of the things that you have to do. So my biggest advice on this, even if you don't have ADHD, is the 3-task rule. I love this rule. It is the best invention ever. Instead of overwhelming yourself with 101 tasks a day, which, let's be honest, is impossible. We are only human. There are only 24 hours in a day, as Molly May once said. There is only so much time, especially if you have kids, you have other responsibilities. Like, there is only so much time in a day, and you giving yourself like a to-do list of 100 different things is probably not gonna get completed. It's probably not gonna get done. It's also then gonna stress you out even more, because then you feel like you've just not been as efficient as you should be. You feel the pressure to actually complete all these tasks, and the pressure just makes you like avoid all of it. It just becomes one chaotic mess, in my opinion, not very efficient. And the 3-task method is where every single day you will wake up in the morning, imagine a nice fresh yawn, and you will go straight to a piece of paper or your phone or whatever you find the easiest to like write stuff down on. All you will simply do is write out your 3 most important tasks for that day. Just 3. No more, no less, just 3. And this can be very simple things. Like, you can start really slow with this. Like, say you're in like a bit of a crisis where you're just not getting anything done because you're so stressed out about all of the things that you have to get done. It's such a conundrum. For example, you could go to the gym, do my food shop for the week online, and plan the week out today. And if I get those 3 things completely done, I have had a successful day. You could also ramp this up to being more and more difficult as you kind of feel like you can take on that responsibility. And you can also do this, you know, in the week. So for example, let's say you have like 50 different menial tasks that you absolutely hate doing, like taking something back to the post office or filing your tax return. So put them in on your easiest days. Whatever day that you have the least on and the least happening, sprinkle in something that you hate, because at least you can just get that done and then you have a really enjoyable day afterwards. The goal is to know that if you've completed 3 things, you've had a successful day, which will lift your confidence, will make you feel so much better, will actually get you excited for the next day, will make you feel like a success. If you feel like a success, you will probably be more successful throughout your week. Whereas if you have a list of 20 things to do that day and you manage to do 4 of them, you would feel rubbish because you'd be like, damn, I had 20 things to do today and I've only done this tiny fraction of them. Whereas if your main things are only 3 things, and then you've got loads of extra time and you can do more because you're already on this like uplifted wave of like, right, I've crushed this, I've crushed that, I've done this. It may not sound like a lot. You're like, Bella, I have so much more than 3 things to do in that day. And I know, I get it. Okay, I really do. However, sometimes I've found that like when I don't do this, I actually get a lot less done than taking the pressure off myself and just 3 main things. At least you will get those 3 main things done. If you put too much pressure on yourself, you're way more likely to burn out. You're way more likely to go through maybe like a whole week of just staring at the wall and doing nothing because you're so exhausted and burnt out, which then actually evens out to you not doing as much as just doing those 3 things a day. So if you actually look at the longevity of this system, you are way more successful and you actually are able to do those 3 things every single day. And also what this does is it builds confidence in yourself. So you start to believe that you are productive, that you can get things done, that you do your to-do list, that you're really good. And the more you feel like that about yourself, the easier it is to accomplish tasks. So the 3-task method is my queen. I love her. She loves me. We love each other. She's my bestie. Switching the vibe to somewhere a little bit more cozy for this next one kind of coincides with the point I just touched on, which is no 0 days. Now, this may seem like a little extreme, like, Bella, I'm not even allowed to have a day off. Of course you are. You are allowed to have a day off. However, in my opinion, the more momentum you have, the more momentum you'll keep, the better you'll become day to day, and the more you actually advance. Don't you ever find that when you go on holiday, you go on holiday for, I don't know, 1-2 weeks, right? When you come back, it's like you've lost every ounce of momentum you have. Getting back into the swing of things is so difficult. Like, it's literally feels impossible. It takes me sometimes like a week to just get back into things. And I'm not saying... He just sits there. I'm not saying you have to, on holiday be doing a million tasks. Absolutely not. But even if you just did one small single thing that day, or if you're having an off day, maybe on that off day you cleaned your room. It can literally be that simple, okay? You just cleaned your room in the morning, relax for the rest of the evening. Or if you're having like a bit of a cheat day, you ate healthy all day and you kind of saved it for a nice little yummy dinner with some wine or whatever you may want that evening. So all I'm saying is, with the no 0 days, is that you want to keep some form of momentum. If you just completely revert to doing absolutely nothing that day, getting back into the swing of things and getting that momentum back, momentum is the key word. I really do find that momentum is the biggest builder of success. If you can keep the ball rolling, it's like a snowball. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you just break that snowball so it just stops for a bit, the ice will melt. It won't be as big. As long as you can keep that ball rolling, even if it's like the tiniest little push, okay? You want to have an off day and you just have like the tiniest little push ever, which is clean your room. That's it. I have had some awful instances where sometimes I wouldn't be able to do anything for weeks on end. Like, it got to really bad places. And the reason I'm sharing this advice isn't because I'm the most perfect person at it, by no means. It's because these things truly changed my life. We can all make a promise to ourselves all together and basically decide that we want to be this person. We want to be a disciplined person. We want to do the things we say we're going to do. Our confidence grows, our life grows, everything becomes exponentially better. The person who relies on motivation will never be consistent, because motivation is never consistent. Motivation comes and goes. It's a wave. It will one day be here, one day be out the window, and all you're left over with then is discipline. That is why it's so important. It's the most important thing. Okay, now also, I know you're all gym girlies, okay? I know it. We are the gym girlies. This year will be, mark my words, the year of all of our transformations, okay? We are going to look Absolutely fantastic. I feel like there's been a massive body positivity movement, over the past few years, and it's great in many respects. However, I feel like it's also put a fear on people wanting to have fitness goals, get leaner, build more muscle, look a certain type of way, or have their own physical goals in the gym. And I'm here to tell you that your own goals, if you want to get leaner, if you want to have your abs show, if you want bigger glutes, like, they are all perfectly okay. In my head, when I'm hip thrusting heavy weight, I'm like, I will have the biggest glutes in the planet, and like like lifting it with that idea in my head. And obviously I'm not gonna have the actual biggest glutes in the planet, but it really helps to drive me into that discipline and that goal that I'm reaching and striving for. You looking at the camera? Oh, your breath smells like fish for some reason. Someone please help me. How do I get his breath to stop smelling like fishies? So to get your discipline up with the gym specifically, have a goal. What do you actually want to achieve? Have your goal, have your, future body in mind when you're in the gym, and when you're getting ready to go to the gym. You're seeing it in your head, and you're like, I'm going to go because that is what I'm going to look like very, very, very soon. Again, not to say that you should not be happy with where you are at. There's a very big difference. You guys know I walk a very fine line, and I try to explain this in all my videos. Seeking perfection that does not exist versus being very satisfied in your own body, but always wanting to strive for more and having a goal. Two very different things. The second thing to do with the gym is have a good fitness plan. Know that you are following something that will give you results. It will make the biggest difference ever. If you're just going into the gym, doing whatever, it's kind of hard to have discipline from that because you don't have anything to strive for. You don't actually know if the plan that you're doing is going to give you any results. And it's really hard to muster up not only motivation, but also the discipline in being there and knowing that you're going to make a difference. I will very shamelessly self-plug here. I do have a 6-month-long glute plan. If glutes is your priority, of course. I know that everyone wants different things, and that's completely fair. If your goal is to get lean, to have big glutes, this plan is for you. There's no subscription BS. Like, I personally hate subscription stuff. In my head, it just feels a little scammy because it's always very difficult to cancel the subscription. I don't know if you're the same as me, but every time I subscribe to something, like, I end up being subscribed to it for years, even if I'm not using it anymore, which I personally is like a very big pet peeve of mine. So it's no BS. You buy it once, it is yours forever. No one can take it away from you. You have it for the rest of your life. It comes with hours of voice notes, voice recordings from me personally, speaking down the mic to you guys. It's like a little podcast, okay? I basically teach you how I made this guide and why, with all of the science, all of the knowledge you could possibly think of is all in there. If you're not really a listener, you could read it. If you're not a reader, you can listen to it. Best of both worlds. That will be linked down below if you do want to join. But regardless, even if it's not my plan, it can literally be your own plan. Let's say you're really good at making plans, make your own plan, or, maybe hire a coach, or whatever you choose to do. Just make sure that the plan you're following is something that is going to be giving you massive results. It's something that you should have discipline with because you're going to get the results that you want to get. Number 3, advice for fitness discipline. Make sure that you have things set up for your success. So for example, if you struggle the most with, actually having to get up, go get ready, like pick an outfit, pick what you're taking to the gym, and it's like the more steps you have to do X, Y, and Z task, the more difficult it will become to do. So if you have 1,000,000 steps in order to get yourself from here to the gym, it's going to be more difficult. You want to minimize those steps by as much as you possibly can. For example, the night before, you lay out your gym clothes for the next day. Like, you lay them out in a nice little area with your backpack there with all of the things you need for the gym. You do this the night before. Get your trainers, get your socks, everything you need in a corner. So you're literally skipping out on massive steps there. You don't have to pick an outfit. It's picked for you. It's already there. Everything is already laid out for you to literally just grab, put on, go. Make sure you don't say like, oh, just do this tomorrow, do this tomorrow. Like, no, if you have planned in your schedule that you're going to the gym today, and that is what you have sectioned out, you've time blocked, wink, wink, you've time blocked out. Are you humping that teddy? Milo, what the hell? You go to the gym. If you don't feel like it, even better. It's in your schedule, it's in your little time blocking app, so you are going to go. You will go to the gym. This is getting a little aggressive now. You at least go to the gym and do 2 exercises. That is better than not going at all. And usually most of the time we'll get to the gym after about the first exercise, we're roaring to go, we're like, okay, cool, I'm here, so I might as well make the most out of it. That's at least my mindset. If I've already made it to the gym, which is like the biggest step, I usually will have a perfectly great workout. There are very, very, very few times where I'm really not feeling like it. I get to the gym, I do 2 exercises, and I'm like, today is one of those days, and I maybe go home. But me having done that, I still did 2 exercises, and 2 exercises is way better than not having gone at all. Next tip I have in terms of gym, because I just want to cover all the gym bits kind of together in terms of really getting that motivation for the gym, is some cute outfits. I know this is like really silly and maybe slightly a bit shallow. And I'm not saying overspend and buy things you absolutely don't need. Like, by all means, overconsumption is a real thing. There is no need to, have a ridiculous number of gym outfits, let's be real. But even if it's something small, a cute little gym jacket and some new leggings or a new scrunchie or whatever it may be, that can really, really help you to just like want to use that thing that you've just bought. And that's more motivation, not so much discipline, but it does personally really, really, really help me. Like, when I get new Alphalete, I am in the gym. I will be in the gym so easily because I cannot wait to test out the new Alphalete gym wear that I've got. And again, it doesn't have to be gym wear. It can literally be a scrunchie, a new pair of socks, anything. If you do want cute gym clothes though, you already know Alphalete is the best of the best. No offense to the other companies, I still like you guys, but Alphalete is the best. It's just the best quality, it's the best longevity, it's the best everything. Don't forget as well, code Bella if you do want to save on any Alphalete, literally any time of the year, any purchase, any location on the planet. Code BELA will save you 10% on anything, anytime. If you do choose to support me, thank you so much for trusting in me and believing in me. Another key point with environment hacking, as we call it, is with your diet especially, is keep junk food out of the house. If you don't have a choice to snack on like a bunch of cakes in the evening, if there are no cakes, you won't do it, if you see what I mean. Like I said, with the things that you do want to do, reduce the steps, but with the things that you don't want to do, increase the steps. This will make you 100 times more likely to not do that thing. If it's 100 times harder to get a piece of chocolate cake at the end of the night, you probably won't have one. The harder you make them, the less you'll do them. So when you go to do your food shop, buy all healthy things. Like, don't give yourself the option. And then on a Friday night, if you do want a cheap meal or a little cheap like situation with some wine, then you can go out and still buy those things for that evening, but you don't have them readily available for every single day. I know that a lot of people don't like to track. That is absolutely fine, and you don't need to track, but I highly recommend it. If you've never had like an ED problem before and you don't have any like issues with tracking, it is really the best thing ever, because tracking keeps you so consistent on what you're eating, and it's so easy to like snack away during the day without even noticing it. Like, I actually did this a few minutes ago. I snacked on some chocolate salted almonds on my kryptonite. I love them so much. They are so good. Snacking on those, and like time was going by and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm actually eating quite a few of these. In terms of discipline with this, a trick that I like to do is I put it into the app before I eat it. I don't eat then track, I track then eat, because this way, like if you want a snack, for example, you are not allowed that snack until you put it into your fitness app. Like MyFitnessPal, for example, you're not allowed to eat that snack until it's tracked. And sometimes that actually is very helpful, because you're like, am I really hungry right now, or am I just bored? Do I just want to like snack away because of boredom, or am I actually hungry? So it really does help define that difference if you have to track it first before eating it. So that's another tip I have in regards to gym and nutrition and all of that kind of stuff. Time blocking. Now, I have to reiterate, this is not sponsored whatsoever, but this is just what I personally use. There is an app called Structured on the App Store. I'll pop it in on the screen here. It is life-changing. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. It took me a while to actually really use it day to day, but now that I do, especially if you have ADHD or if you have like really big difficulties with like knowing what to prioritize, what to do next, like, or you don't even know what to do next, so you just doom scroll for ages afterwards. You'll finish one task and you'll just kind of be a bit lost after it, and then you'll doom scroll, or you'll just procrastinate a lot. If you're a procrastinator or your attention gets drawn to something else, like I could be doing a work project or editing a YouTube video, and then 4 hours later I'll be researching how penguins speak to each other. You don't have to use this. You can also time block it on a piece of paper, on a different app. Like there are so many apps out there for time blocking now. This is just the one I use. Keep checking what is up next, and it'll send you reminders, and it will actually go through where you're at, what you're actually meant to be doing at that time, and I always refer back to it, and it'll even be sending me reminders when I'm on my phone, because I might be like doom scrolling and then it says like, it's your time to edit the YouTube video now, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what I was meant to be doing. Because sometimes it is a case of just like, you forget. It sounds annoying, I know, like it was annoying for me. I'm like, do I really need to block out every single freaking hour of my entire day? Like a little bit extreme? No, but really it's the best thing ever. Like it does not take that long to do. I do it every single morning when I wake up. You can predetermine tasks. So for example, you can set your wake up time to, I don't know, 7 a.m., right? And that wake up time will happen for every single day, and you can even switch it off on some days like weekends if you want to wake up a little later, sleep in, you know. I do this for my wake up, my manifestation, my plan the day on this app, obviously, and that's only like 10-20 minutes. And then the wind down for bed is also on there, and then the rest of the day is kind of different day to day. It will slowly fill with color as the day is going along, and it's so satisfying. And if you say you don't have time for 10 minutes to plan your day, you are setting yourself up for a very unsuccessful day. And again, like I know people have a lot more responsibilities. Kids, for example, I can't imagine like the stress of like you having a plan and then your kid needs this, your kid needs that. Like there's gonna be a lot of improvisation within the time blocking this. Do not get me wrong, but it gives you such a great guide on your day, and it kind of cancels out all of that time of procrastination, because you're like, what am I meant to be doing right now? Oh yeah. And the main advice I would give for sticking to it is making sure that your morning is king. Like your morning is the most important part of your day because it sets you up for the day. And if your morning is sporadic and rushed, say you skipped your alarm because you went to sleep late and then you wake up really late and you're just suddenly in a rush and you don't have time to plan, the rest of the day will kind of like play out like the morning, if you get me. There are 2 more tips I have to give you that are life-changing for me, and I've kind of left out a lot of the very common stuff like, oh, like write a to-do list. Like, yeah, we get it, but the to-do list doesn't work. So I gave you the 3-task method, which is the thing that works for me. But I have 2 more tips, 2 more big tips to give you, and definitely make sure you stick around to see both of them, because these are still, they are last, but they're definitely not least. Okay, so moving on now to my next point, which is really, really good for self-reflection during your disciplined weeks or years or months. But the biggest thing that really helps you along the span of time with really keeping these things up is to have a weekly journal. You don't have to do this every single day. Like, obviously, the ideal thing to do would be to do a little bit of a journal entry every single day, every single night. However, let's be realistic. I don't have the time. I don't think you have the time to do, a million different things a day. Like, you're already doing the 3-task method. You're already doing something I'll mention in a little bit. You're already doing the time blocking. Like, let's be realistic now. We don't have 20 hours in the morning to just sit and plan. Otherwise, we won't actually do anything. So this is good once a week, I think. Every single Sunday is my way of doing it, and it does not have to be for a long time. I literally do it for 10 minutes. All you have to do is simply write down what you were really good at that week. What were you really good at accomplishing? Like, did you make sure you did all of the 3 tasks for every single day? Like, that is a massive achievement. If you did that, write that down. You could say every single day I actually did my 10 minutes of time blocking in the morning, and I am so proud of that. Like, I got these things so accurate. You then spend a few more minutes to write write down everything that you could have done better. So what were your weaknesses that week? Where did you slip up? Where did you find yourself kind of slowly reverting back into your old ways? Where did you maybe, act a little bit like, oh, I'll do it tomorrow, or I'll do this, like make excuses up for yourself? Like, where did you do that in that week? Or did you skip it because you were like, oh, I just don't really feel like it today? If it was the case that you skipped one of the gym sessions, it could be like, okay, cool, my goal for this week is to not skip any gym sessions. Like, and week to week to week, if you keep doing this, you will have such a perfect routine. And you know at the back of your head, if you don't go to the gym this week, or if you don't track your breakfast, or if you end up binge snacking on 125 chocolate salted almonds, not that I've done that, then you know for a fact that at the end of that week, you're going to have to write this down. And I think knowing that in the back of your head, being like, actually, no, I don't want to have to write this down at the end of the week. It's almost like, oh, when I write it down, I'm like, oh, why didn't I just do that stupid gym session? That is also an extra bit of, discipline and an extra bit of motivation. Like, you're creating motivation. Lastly, but definitely not least, this is probably, I've saved this for last because it's the best one. This is my jam, And a lot of people don't believe it. Some people do. It's all a bit muddy, but you cannot deny the benefits that it can still have to you. Whether you believe it or you don't, you cannot deny the fact that it will help you. And that is manifestation. Thinking, oh no, I've just clicked on this video of this girl and she's starting to talk voodoo. Oh no, she's that kind of girl. Oh, I did not believe it at first. I really didn't, but I still did it because I was like, it can't hurt if I'm just like making myself feel more confident and putting myself more in the mindset of a person that I want to be. Can't hurt, surely. But now I absolutely believe it. It has changed my life. It is the reason for my job. It is the reason for my mental health. It is the reason for my relationship. Absolutely. It convinced me that I am the person who deserves to be X, Y, and Z. It convinced me that I am a gym goer. It's not something I want to do. It's something that I just am. I really want to speak about it more on this channel, but I know it just comes across as like, ooh. But I swear, even if you don't believe it, it can still make a very great impact. It is just basically convincing yourself that you are the person you want to be. And if you believe that you are that person, you will start adapting the mindset of that person. And if you adapt the mindset of a successful person, chances are you're gonna be successful. Or chances are you're gonna be a gym goer if you have convinced yourself through and through that gym runs through your veins, then you will probably go to the gym more. So I feel like it's so powerful, and it really, 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 if you adapt anything out of all of this, adapt this, please. And also a little wink wink, this is actually going to be a while. It's not even remotely ready yet. We're still working on it. It still requires a lot more deep diving. I'm still reading a good few books that are bigger, more sciencey books about manifestation before I actually make this, but I am making a manifestation guide. It's a unique one for me. It's got nothing to do with fitness. I mean, it can relate to anything in life, but I'm really excited to continue working on it and put out a little manifestation guide onto my website, link down below. But yeah, I will let you guys know when that's out. It's gonna probably be a few months realistically, so I'm probably just mentioning this way too soon. But it's coming this year for sure. And I also have a fat loss one coming very soon. That one's a lot sooner because we're almost finished with it. It's my favorite thing ever, making these guides. I love it. It's like a collection of everything I love and everything I've spent so much time researching. It's just so pleasing to kind of fill up the library as well. My phone's library. They look so cute next to each other. If you can manifest for 30 minutes an hour, then by all means, the more the better. However, 10 minutes is still better than not doing it at all. So I'll either do it on the Headspace, the app, which is a little pricey, to be honest, for the fact that I like only use it for 10 minutes a day. Or I'll just get a 10-minute manifestation up on YouTube. So you can literally just type in 10-minute manifestation and there are dozens to pick from. So many. Don't feel like you need to pay for Headspace, because you really don't. You just get it on YouTube, honestly. You can either do just like a empty 10-minute meditation, like not guided at all, or just guided initially to get you in that like meditative state. Or you can do a 10-minute manifestation meditation on YouTube where they actually like talk you through. This is really actually very good for beginners. So if you are very new to this, do the guided one, because it will really help you just kind of understand what's going on. And if they guide you, they'll give you prompts and questions and like kind of get you thinking about those things rather than you having to do it on your own. Because I've been doing it for so long, I don't personally use the guided ones anymore. You kind of like graduate out of them. I'll literally go through every single goal of mine or every single thing I want to be. So like, for example, motivate and inspire girls on YouTube. Like that is actually one of my goals. It's what makes me feel very accomplished and very like good. I love this job so much, and I will envision in my head what that person looks like. If I'm someone that helps and motivates girls and really helps them through like hard times, or helps them in the gym or physique or whatever it may be on YouTube, if that is my goal, how would that person act? How would that person go about their day? How would that person live life? Like, who would that person be? Are they kind? Are they loving, compassionate? Are they motivated, driven? Like, and I imagine that person and their actions in my head, and I take them on as my own. So I just basically imagine this person, and then I imagine that that person is me. That is me. I am that person. There is no disconnect. And I'll do this for every single one of my goals, depending on how much time I have left, obviously. But I'll kind of try and go through as many as I can until the 10 minutes are up. And then the next day, if I missed out on a few or time ran out, I'll focus on them the next day. For example, another one of my goals is to be financially free, like financially abundant. And I'll imagine like, okay, if I am a person that is financially abundant, what would she do? How would she think? How would she be? How would she wake up in the morning? How would she laze about scrolling on TikTok for 3 hours? Don't think so. I take on that personality. Like I envision that that is me. Like even if it's not true necessarily, like I envision that that is me. You start the day off like that, already envisioning how this, your dream person that you want to be, acts and how they behave, and you take that on and you believe it to be true for yourself, then you start incorporating those acts into your day-to-day life. Like, I am a more compassionate partner. I am more driven to go to the gym. I am more dedicated to making YouTube videos. When you keep doing this over a long period of time, like you really start to believe that you are this person, whether the outcomes are real or not. Like even if I had, even when I had 0 followers on YouTube and when I first started ever, I had no actual solid evidence that it was ever going to come true, but I still tried to behave like a person that already had it. And how would I act and how would I be and what videos would I make? Dreams do come true if you act like the person who deserves to have those dreams. If I act like a hard worker, then I'm gonna be a hard worker. And what mindset does she have? That's the mindset that you need to have. You kind of wake up from this little 10-minute meditation and you really do see the day differently. You see the day as something to be conquered. Would that Bella that has like her dream body, or has like everything she's ever wanted, would that Bella be sat around being like, oh, I'm just a bit too can't really be bothered to go to the gym today, I'll just go tomorrow? Absolutely not. If she wrote it down, she would go and she would do it. So I go and I do it. If you are stuck in like a negative mindset, I really do believe that you are what you attract. So if you're like, oh, I can't do this, chances are that you're probably not going to do that great at it, because you've convinced yourself that you're going to fail. And if you've convinced yourself that you're going to fail, then what's the point, And your actions start to very, very, very slowly reflect that. You really are what you believe you are. The only limit is the limit you set for yourself. A little bit of motivational speaking at the end of this video, but truly. Also, when I see you guys just going for it, like, you girls are impressive, okay? I see you. I see the stories you tag me in. I see them all, okay? When I see you guys in the gym or manifesting or literally any of it, I literally am like, damn, they are doing so good. I need to get manifesting as well. And it's literally like a back and forth. Like, I motivate you, you guys motivate me, we motivate each other, we are in this together. Life is good. This is so random at the end now, but yeah, I love you guys so much, and I see every DM, every story, everything. If you meditate or do the 3-task method or literally anything that I've mentioned in this video, please feel free to tag me in your stories if you're doing them so I can see, or DM me or anything at all. Comment down below, literally anything, because it will actually motivate me back, so please do. And yeah, that is the video. Do not forget as well that code BELA will get you 10% off Alfly. I'm literally wearing them right now. It's their little cropped hoodie situation. I love these. And of course, like the jumpsuit, which we all know I don't take off. So if you do want any of the guides whatsoever, like the glute plan or the fat loss, I mean, not that one's not come out yet. That is coming very soon, maybe in the next few weeks. Wink, wink. My website will be down below, and there will be a, maybe, if you've watched to the end, a little cheeky mini discount code, just as a little thank you for watching to the end on the screen, because you guys are the true ones, okay? So this is for you. My biggest goal as well, just to throw it in there, is to upload every single Sunday on YouTube, and please hold me accountable, okay? I need you guys to kick me right up the bum and hold me accountable, okay? If there is not a video on a Sunday, scream at me. Honestly, throw whatever you want through the screen, comment, hate comments on my Instagram posts, literally go crazy. I need you guys to give me a kick, okay? Because I'm gonna do this. I read every single comment, and if you guys are angry at me, I'm gonna feel it deep in my soul, and it's gonna really push me to action. So please be angry at me. I'm gonna keep you accountable. You're gonna keep me accountable. We're gonna do this. It's gonna be the best year ever. Let's fucking go. And I will see you all next Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time. Bye-bye.